Delivery dates on a $1,400 fourth stimulus check specifically focused on Social Security, including retirement, disability, SSDI, survivors, SSI, VA, and RRB. I have all the details and the answers to your questions right here in the video, so let's get right into it. All right, so first off, before we get any further in this video, I just want to throw this out there. I am creating this video because I've seen many of you right here in this community reaching out down in the comments section asking, in the event they do add a $1,400 fourth stimulus check into the current reconciliation bill that was just introduced a couple days ago by Chuck Schumer, Joe Manchin, and the other Democratic senators, when could we possibly see these payments? So that's exactly what I want to talk about right here in this video, as I want to lay out some key dates and, of course, lay out a timeline for you as far as when they want to get this reconciliation bill done. There's some key deadlines on the table right now, and they are working toward them, which is exactly what I want to lay out for you. So with that being said, let's get into it and discuss all the details and, of course, answer all those questions for you right here in the video. But really quickly before we do, thank you so much for joining me. If you're new here or if you haven't done so yet, please make sure to subscribe by hitting the button right down below the video. I'm watching everything very, very closely all day, every single day. I'm bringing it to you in these short videos so you can stay updated with what is actually going on right now, especially with all these new bills, packages, pieces of legislation, this new reconciliation bill that they're currently working on right now, as well as what's being announced out of Congress, the administration, the president, and anything else going on right now, especially as it pertains to money, benefits, checks, stimulus, raises, programs, and anything else we can possibly get right now. So again, thank you so much for joining me. Please make sure to subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet, so you don't miss any updates going forward during this very busy time, and I'll continue to be here for you right by your side, as that's my dedication, and I'm sticking to it. All right, thanks again. Let's jump into it and answer your questions right here in the video. All right, so this is actually a really good question, and I want to lay it out for you, but at the same time, I want to make sure that we're all on the same page here, and that so there's no misunderstanding about this. Okay, so a short time ago, about a week or so ago, maybe a week and a half or so ago, we got this new bill that was introduced, like I said, by Chuck Schumer and Joe Manchin. In fact, probably about a month or so ago, I was out in a separate video and said, hey, I got a little bit of word out there that they are currently working on this behind closed doors, and we don't know a whole lot of information, but the fact of the matter is they are currently working on this bill. Well, sure enough, about a week and a half or so ago, they came out and they introduced this bill. In fact, they already submitted pieces of this bill to the Senate parliamentarians so she can review it and make sure that the provisions that they submitted are actually within the rules of reconciliation. In other words, they can do it with just a simple majority vote. So the Senate parliamentarian is already working on some of the provisions of this bill. But anyway, then we were getting a little bit more information about it. It's about a $1 trillion package is what they're currently working on as of right now, and it could possibly get to be even more than that. Those are kind of the details that we know as of now. And as I mentioned the other day in a separate video, there's by far plenty of money in there to send out a stimulus check. Remember, even if they were to send out a $1,400 check for literally everybody like they did last time to about 85% of the population, that would cost less than $400 billion. However, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't foresee them doing that, okay? I've said that before in many other videos. I do not foresee them sending out a broad stimulus check to every single person. I just don't see it. Not with this inflation they're doing right now. However, I would not be shocked one bit to see a highly focused check going out to all the fixed income beneficiaries and or very low income people like I talked about earlier in this video. So stay tuned for that. Of course, as I do get more details, I'll bring you that. However, now let's get into it and talk about the timelines, the deadlines, and some key dates that I want to point out for you, because there are some key dates coming up here and they need to get this thing done relatively quickly, and they continue to waste time on this thing. All right, so again, before I lay this out here, again, I want to make it very clear so we're all on the same page here. As of right now, a fourth stimulus check has not been approved, okay? I think you know this by now, but again, I want to answer these questions for you because so many of you are wondering, when can we possibly see this check in the event it is added into the package? And again, I want to throw this out there as well. A $1 trillion package should have a lot more in it than what we actually know about right now. I think there's a lot of things within this bill they are not sharing with us yet. Again, I'm not saying that to lead anybody on. I'm not saying for sure a check will be in the package. I don't know that for sure. I'm just simply saying there's a lot more that could be in this bill with $1 trillion. That's a ton of money. So we'll have to see what else they have up their sleeve. Anyway, let me give you some key deadlines here and why they need to get this package done quickly. Here's what it comes down to. August 6th is the key date, the line in the sand where they want to get this bill done. That's not that far away. It's only a few weeks away. We're already zipping our way right on through July. Can't believe it already, right? We're like almost halfway through July already. It's nuts. You know what I mean? So anyway, they want to get this bill done by August 6th. Why? Why August 6th? What's the magical date about that? Which, by the way, that is a Saturday. But here's why. They leave on their annual recess, their summer recess, then. It starts then. That's when they leave. Okay, well, actually, they leave a couple days before that, but that's officially the Saturday, and they're gone. They leave for like a month. They leave for like 5 weeks. They don't come back until after Labor Day, sometimes even in mid-September, so like 5 weeks later. They go home, and who knows what they do? Probably a whole lot of nothing, right? Just like when they're in Washington. They do a whole lot of nothing the whole time. So anyway, the fact of the matter is they want to get it done by then because that is their summer recess. Now, here's what we've known over the last couple years here. We've been watching Congress very closely for the last couple years. Here's what they do every single year. When it gets down to this time, they're usually working on a big package, usually a big bill. And this is what happens the last 2 years in a row now. Right before the summer recess, they always come out and say, we might need to stay a couple weeks into our recess so that we can finish up the bill. And they say it and they promise up and down, we're going to stay. We're staying put until it's done. And then guess what? We all look away for a second, and then they all leave. It happens every time, seriously. The last 2 years in a row, they all left. Right when they said they're going to stay, they leave. So anyway, I wouldn't be shocked again if they do it this year. So here's what it comes down to. Let me just say, hypothetically, in the event they pass it by August 5th, what happens to be the Friday before obviously the Saturday, right? So let's just say that August 5th, they happen to pass this bill. Let's just say, again, hypothetically, if they do actually add a $1,400 fourth check into this bill, again, I'm saying if they actually do this. I'm not sure what they're going to put into the bill yet. We do know a few things, but there's still a lot of unanswered questions on this bill right now. So let's just say that they do add a $1,400 check into the bill. Let's just say it's passed on August 5th, Friday. Then what? What happens then? Well, typically the president comes out and says, I'm going to sign it right away. And then usually about, anywhere between 3 days, a week, or so later, he comes out and eventually signs it. So to me, that's not right away. To me, it would be like the next day. But anyway, in the event they were to pass it on Friday, August 5th, then the president would probably sign it relatively shortly thereafter. There'd probably be some signing ceremony and a bunch of other, hurrah type moments and things like this. And then probably sometime early the next week, the president would probably sign it. Maybe Monday, maybe Tuesday, something like that. So that'd put us at about August 8th, 9th or so. So let's just call it August 10th. Just say that'd be the Wednesday afterward. Let's just say August 10th would be the day that the president signs it. And again, I'm just kind of laying this timeline out in the event that all of this takes place. And again, any single thing could actually derail this whole thing and could delay it a long time. It could delay it out until mid-September. So remember that. That's what happened other times in previous years. So let's just take all this into consideration. Let's just say August 10th, and I believe 7, 8, yeah, that is Wednesday. All right, so August 10th, let's just say the president signs it then. Here's what has happened historically with the last 3 checks that we received. The last 3 stimulus checks that we received, they've typically been distributed anywhere between about 48 hours after the bill, actually, let me take that back, 24 hours after the bill was signed into law, all the way out until about 2 weeks later. So let's just say, in theory, if the president were to sign a bill, and if the bill actually did contain a $1,400 fourth check in it, on August 10th, then we could potentially see checks anywhere between, I would say, like August 17th, all the way out until August 24th. And again, I'm just simply laying out a hypothetical example in the event a check is added into this reconciliation bill, and if Congress actually gets their work done and passes this bill by August 5th, and then assuming the president would sign it sometime on or before around August 10th, again, that'd be a Wednesday, then checks could possibly go out as soon as about the 17th to possibly even about the 24th. So again, I just want to throw this out there because some of you have been reaching out asking, when could we possibly see a check in the event one is added into the reconciliation bill? This is what I would be looking at. And again, I want to make it very, very clear. I don't want to see the comments down below that say, you're just blowing smoke. It's all this and that. Here's what I'm doing. I'm answering questions for you, okay? That's why I want to lay this out for you. Again, I don't have a clue what Congress is going to do. I don't think I really want to know what Congress is thinking because You know what I mean? I don't think it's a whole lot of brain activity. But anyway, the fact of the matter is, this is kind of what I would be looking at. But again, there's a ton of variables about this thing. Number one, they would need to add a check into the package. Number two, they would actually need to get this package passed by August 5th at the latest. Number three, the president would need to sign it on or before August 10th, and then provided there's no delays with anything else like that, like what we saw back in, last year, March and April of last year, 2021, when everybody got their checks. And then what about fixed income beneficiaries? Social Security, SSDI, retirement, survivors, VA, RRB. What about all these people? Remember this from last year? Yeah, the whole thing happened where we were supposed to be getting them, and all of a sudden it came out about a week or so after they were supposed to be distributed that, oh wait, Social Security never sent over the files over to the IRS and the Treasury to start distributing the payments. Remember that whole thing? We were covering it quite a bit then as well. So anyway, provided nothing like that were to be happening, then these are the timelines I'm looking at. But again, I want to make it very clear, a check has not been approved quite yet, okay? So I hope this answers the questions for those of you that have been wondering. And again, as always, I'm going to continue watching this because I don't know. Something seems weird about this package. And again, I'm not really sure what it's going to be, what it's going to contain, but I just want to say that much because what they've done is they've done a great job of waiting until the very end of summer to get this package done. As we talked about, we've been talking about this since the very beginning of the year. I've been saying this. Watch it. If they're going to do something, I wouldn't be shocked one bit to see them wait all the way until the summer recess. Sure enough, they did it. So I wouldn't be shocked I wouldn't be shocked again if they actually drag this package out until mid-September or even late September when they actually get back from their summer recess, possibly even mid-October sometime or early October. I would not be shocked one bit. However, here's one more thing I want to throw out there really quickly. If it's a reconciliation bill, they have to get it done 100% before September 30th, or I guess I should say by the end of the day on September 30th, because that is when their opportunity to use reconciliation ends. So they do have a hard timeline that's in the rule books of reconciliation, which is September 30th. So regardless of what they do, whether they get it done or not, September 30th, the end of the day, that's it. It's game over on reconciliation for them. So just throwing that out there for you. We got to keep that in mind as well. I would not be shocked if they drag this thing out until mid-September. Just saying. Anyway, for those of you that have been wondering, of course, I hope this answers your question for you. I hope it gives you all the details that you need. And of course, I'm going to continue watching this one very closely as I do get more details. And if there's any mention on additional checks, rebates, tax credits, stimulus checks, vouchers, prepaid debit cards, monthly checks, anything else we can possibly think of course, I'll keep you posted on that because there's been all these things that have been introduced at some point here over the last few months. Anyway, hope this one helps you out. Again, thank you so much for watching. Subscribe down below if you haven't done so yet. Share the video with your friends, family, social media, and go back and check out some of the other thousands of videos right here on the channel. Thanks again. I really do appreciate it. Also, leave your comments, questions, and feedback down below. I do my best to read as many as I possibly can, and of course, respond to as many as possible as always. And if I see the same questions coming up time and time again, of course, I can always make a dedicated video for you. All right, thanks again. I really do appreciate it. Subscribe down below. Enjoy your day, and I'll catch you again later in the next one. Have a good day.